Here's a map put up by the Guyana Elections Commission showing the layout of the town. First Street, all the way at the end. First Street, Second Street, Third Street, Fourth Street, and so on. 8th Street. The last street here is 9th Street. And then there's some curvy roads in the back.
Oh, this is my day. I'm ready to take it on, come what may.
Here's another map put up by the Elections Commission. Describes this district, half of the city. So you can see here that this district extends from 6th Street and 1st Avenue in the Waterfront to 3rd Avenue. There's 5th, 4th, and 3rd Street, the Bartica Community Centre, the Bartica Hospital, and the John the Baptist Primary School, bounded on east and north by the Essequibo River. Evidence of gold mining, as seen in the presence of major earth-moving machinery and the Caterpillar headquarters. Here you have, this is the avenue that takes you down into this street that takes you down into the Stelling, the landing, and as you can see, there's also some cows here, but it also goes way up into the hills. Goes way up into the hills. And takes you into the rainforest in Bartica. So the town of Bartica has risen in importance because of the gold mining industry, but it's not the only industry that is taking place. It's been around for quite a long time. In fact, Bartica residents, people who grew up in Bartica, are some of the most loyal and patriotic citizens in the country. From wherever they are in the world, they always remember their roots in Bartica. I believe that Linden is probably a rival, that is, residents of Linden are probably rivals in terms of patriotism and sheer loyalty to their town. I think Linden rivals Bartica in loyalty. Because the same thing is true of Lindeners. Wherever they are in the world, they are loyal to their town, and so is Bartica. It's not as true for Georgetown, but it is also true for Berbice. Berbicians from the county of Berbice are also fiercely loyal to Berbice. From wherever they are in the world, they always remember and identify themselves as Berbician. river and Linden, you'll find hills and valleys similar to what exists here in Bartica. So there's a lot of similarity because, as you can see in the ground, the soil here is sandy. So this is part of the hilly sand and clay belt region of Guyana. It's actually different from the coast, which usually has clay soil, but Linden and Bartica are hilly, sandy soil. Again, fair amount of construction going on here on this map. As you can see, new construction going up besides old historic cottages. So new buildings are going up around the town of Bartica. Here is a massive 4-story building that's at the corner of 3rd Avenue. In Bartica. This is a Sunday morning, so the streets are fairly empty. Most people preparing to go to their places of worship. Again, here's another place of worship. This is the Hindu temple, Triveni Mandir. And you can tell from the colored flags, this is a Hindu temple, a mandir. And this is the new building that's going up at the corner. Here's a map put up by the Guyana Elections Commission showing the layout of the town. 1st Street, all the way at the end. 1st Street, 2nd Street, 3rd Street, 4th Street, and so on. 8th Street. The last street here is 9th Street. And then there's some curvy roads in the back. So the 1st Street and 3rd Avenue, the boundaries here are between 1st Street, 9th or 3rd Avenue, 4th Avenue, and the Mangripo Creek. And that's the, in fact that looks like half of Bartica, because below 3rd Street would be 2nd and 1st, below 3rd Avenue would be 2nd and 1st Avenue. So right now we're at 3rd Avenue and we're going to head towards 2nd, and this 3rd Avenue continues towards the creek, Mangripo Creek. But we're going to head down this street, which is probably 9th Street now that I think about it. 8th or 9th Street. You see this is a major building going up here, maybe another hotel. Looks like there's an elevator shaft on the outside being built to take you up to the 3rd floor. And here we are. Private residences. This one with the flags indicates Hindus, Muslims and Christians living side by side in Bartica. Morning. Morning. This is 9th Street? 8th Street. 2nd Avenue. Okay. Okay, thanks. That's Dino's Investments. So, Second Avenue is one of the commercial streets, and of course here is the one of the commercial operations providing bottled water. And then there's an arcade. Second Avenue is in fact between Second Avenue and First Avenue is the arcade. That's morning one of the shops. Another major construction site going up here, another building on Second Avenue. And there's the Eureka Medical Laboratory and Family Clinic here, their Bartica location. And Second Avenue, of course, goes all the way to the creek. Another business place. M.N. Kassim and Sons on Second Avenue. We touched on Second Avenue yesterday. Saw that there is a Scotiabank on Second Avenue in Bartica, one of the 3 banks. There is another map put up by the Elections Commission, describes this district, half of the city. So you can see here that this district extends from 6th Street and 1st Avenue in the Waterfront to 3rd Avenue. There's 5th, 4th, 3rd Street, the Bartica Community Centre, the Bartica Hospital, and the John the Baptist Primary School, bounded on east and north by the Essequibo River. Again, heavy machinery. This is a Caterpillar. Again, indicating the activity in this area. This is the Scotiabank building, so Bank of Nova Scotia is located in this building on Second Avenue. And there are, of course, some shops and shopping centers also located on Second Avenue. So all we'll do is just go up 6th Street and 1st, 6th Street and 2nd Avenue, turn left and go up to 1st Avenue. Morning. It is a walking city. Like I said, you can probably walk the entire length and breadth in about an hour. Morning. This is the arcade. It's Sunday, so the arcade is closed. Morning. A few shops are open early. Food stores. Morning. So here we are. A few cafeterias morning. A few cafeterias and snackets are open. But this is the main shopping drag in Bartica on a weekday. And on Saturday, then you could probably find morning whatever you need down here on a typical weekday. So Bartica, the town, now rivals Georgetown in terms of its economic activity, in terms of volume of business transactions being done, largely because of the impact of mining gold mining in the city, in the town of Bartica. This is First Avenue, that's the municipal market. See, in fact, First Avenue is probably the most important shopping street in Bartica, and it's a small community, but everything that they need, everything the community needs, is probably available right here. There's a vegetable stores and grocery stores on First Avenue. It's even a Guy gas station. And so this is the main shopping drag in Bartica. And on a Sunday morning, it is the most active street in the town. So this location, 30 miles up the river from Bartica, about 40 miles away from the Atlantic Ocean, is still just as vibrant as any other major town in Guyana. That includes the towns along the coast. And Linden, which is about 60 miles inland from the coast, is the town that bears resemblance to Bartica. So both of these towns are actually located on the river, the Escriba River. Here is the a coca that regulates the inlet water coming into and out of the town of Bartica. Probably most important for drainage, especially if there's a storm. This is the gas station, and that's what, 6th Street? Or 7th, probably 7th Street. So here we are on First Avenue, going all the way to the creek, and it's the avenue that's located closest to the waterfront, or the riverfront. And a few homes have solar water heaters on the roofs, but there is not yet a whole lot of solar photovoltaic panels. And so my interest in Bartica is certainly about providing distributed energy for the operations here. Well, so long Bartica, it's been real, and see you in the more times. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with other users on other social media platforms, and later!